Well, hello everyone, welcome once again to the Yorkshire Gamer's monthly Wargames update, and here we are at the end of May 2024, and last month was pretty dull and drab really, not a lot happened, but I've made up for it this month. There's plenty of things going on, so as usual let's get straight into it and have a look at the figures that we've painted. First thing to look at was the Bande Nere Pike Block, and thank God it's finished. It's been popping up on here for 2 or 3 months now, and we've finally got it finished, with the final base being done, which is this one here, and 48 figures in total for this mini pike block, and the larger ones are 96, but this is one of my Italian blocks, which is 48 figures strong. And the front bases are, as you've seen before, that one's Guy Bowers and this one's Henry Hyde. Got a bit of a theme going on there, and these are 110mm by 60mm, and designed specifically to protect both the pikes on the figures and also the players from the pikes, because they are extremely sharp. If you've never pranged your finger on a North Star pike, you haven't lived. So I'll just let the camera up and go shaky cam for a second and have a look up and down the ranks. Lovely articulated figures. You can get some really great movement with the plastics from Perry's, and then used metals mostly at the front there because of the leaning forward with the pike, and going back to levelled 45, 60 degrees, and then upright at the back of the block. The flags are the wonderful Bande Nere flags by Pete's Flags, and they really do set off this unit really nicely. I've used a drab palette for it and to fit in with the black flags, and let me just put the camera back on its stand, and I think that is the absolute business. Really like that. So only 8 figures from that done this month, and then in addition to that, just going to zoom out a little tickle. I have done these, which are the figures that you saw at the start of the video, and that is 4 bases of shot. Now these are from later in the war, so they've got arquebus, and these are on my standard 60 by 50 bases, and as I do with all my shot units at the moment, there's 4 figures on there. I'm thinking about maybe doing some close order shot, independent shot units with 6 figures on a base. See how that goes. Might do some of those later on in the year, and I'll bring one of these up to the camera for you to have a look at. I love the faces on these Perry stuff. They really do just ping with the way and the style that I paint stuff in. Varnishing, it's always an interesting one. I normally use a spray varnish. Moved on to that about a year ago, but with these, because there's metallics on them, I don't like using a spray matte varnish because it just kills the armour completely, and it looks like a dull drawing pin rather than a bit of armour. So I hand varnish these with Vallejo matte acrylic, which has got a slight sheen to it, but it's livable with, as far as I'm concerned. Most of these figures come from the Perry Mercenaries box set, and don't forget my Italian Wars armies are for the earlier part of the war, so any complaints on uniforms, put them on a piece of paper and shove them up your bum. There we go. So 4 bases on these. I've used the same muted colour scheme that I've used on the others, so it's black, dark red, and a dark green. If I remember correctly, it's hull red from Vallejo and dark Luftwaffe camouflage green for that, and then a mixture of khakis and dark yellows, etc., and off-whites for trousers and stuff like that. If you're using a muted palette, I don't like using bright white as it is, but a muted white, I think silver grey is the whitest I've gone on these figures, and just to give that muted look. So just while we're on this is a finished unit, so we're not going to see this again unless it turns up on a front line. So I'm just going to tell you my thinking about the shot. So I always do 4 bases of shot for every 6 bases of pike, and I'm just going to push the pike back a little bit. So these can operate in the Furioso rules. We have a slight amendment because they only have, I think it's 1 base of shot for a pike block, and it just looks shit. So I have 4. So what we'll do is that 4 bases there would operate as a unit of independent shot. We would take 1 away, and this would be a skirmish screen for this unit of pike. So we've got 3 bases there covering 6. So it covers the frontage and a little bit of an overlap. That's why it's a screen. So it can operate as a full unit of 4 bases, as a skirmish unit as 3, and then that spare base that we've got left will get chucked in with all the other spare bases to make some more spares. Then, depending on your set of rules, it can also be used as a sleeve of shot as well. Some rules prefer this, and certainly some of the etchings, wood carvings, etc. from the period certainly show the shot off to the sides, firing into the blocks whilst they push backwards and forward with the pike. So there we go. That's I think that looks the business. With the 16 shot units, there's 64 figures there, and that's how pike block should look for me. 12 figures just don't cut it. But there we go. So that's the land-based stuff I've done this month. So let's get our galoshes on and our rubber max, and let's go to sea. So we're back on the sea again, and you may remember this ship from last month, and it was part of the twerk in progress, and as I'd not really done any actual painting, I think I'd done 8 figures last month, I did quite a big twerk in progress just to make up for that. And this is one of the ships that I'd had on the go, and this was the unit or the ship, the build that I used to get my painting mojo back up and running. Sometimes it just needs a change of direction. I've been working for so long on that pike block that getting something new on the table, something different, was just the way I need to clear the blockage. So here it is. It is yet another. This is the 4th of my Liberty ships for a large convoy. I'm planning to do a big convoy game. I've got everything sorted out, just need the ships painting, and I've named this one SS Stephen Hopkins. And what I've started doing now is I've got a random letter generator and a random number generator, and I just come up with something, and it's like S27, and I look down the list of ship names for the Liberty ships. There were bloody thousands of them, and I just take the 27th one that starts with S. So there you go. That's why I've chosen this one. So this is in a very plain camouflage. It's not camouflage. Very plain colour. I'll just zoom out a bit, just lose some of that digitisation, and I'll bring it up to the camera if I can get it to. There we go. Lots of nice weathering on the side of it. Some Liberty ships look an absolute shed. They really were workhorses, thrown together very, very quickly. The early ones, if you didn't know, had a tendency to split in half. 10 to 15 of them did that, and it led to metallurgy, which is something I studied as part of my degree at university, and cold brittle fracture, if you want to have a look at it. And it's something which plagued them in their early years. On top of that, I have finished a second Liberty ship, and here it is. And using the same scientific method as previously, random number, random letter. This one is Dolly Madison, who was the wife of the president, a fourth president, I think, John Madison of the USA. And I've done this one in a dazzle camouflage scheme. It's from a black and white photograph, so I'm not 100% sure about the light blue. But what I'm trying to do with these, I'm trying to get them to look different and get them so that when we're playing a convoy game, we don't need to be lifting ships up to look underneath them. I didn't put names on these. I normally put names on them, but I think the size of them, I just think it would be too distracting. However, I have used 3mm MDF, so I might put a little tag on the end of there. 3mm MDF if you are new to the channel, so they don't warp. A lot of plaster and stuff goes on top of these, and I found 2mm a tendency to warp just slightly. So 3mm on these. I really like the look of this one, I have to say. I think that dazzle camouflage works really nicely on it, and just something different to the other ship that's behind it. And then I'm building ships, as you are aware, for the Convoy project and also for the Battle of Narvik. So I have completed, let's just get these Liberty ships away to the back so we can see the German destroyer. And this German destroyer is Z17 Dieter von Rode, like my German there. And this is all these ships are from Trumpeter. Wonderful company, really detailed models, and they have a tiny little bit of photo etch in them which really brings them to life, and they're just on the perfect side of detail for a wargaming model. You know, some of the, you can get more detailed models, and we'll have a look at one a little bit later on that I've just bought, but these ships are going to be used, and we all know what the wargamers are like. We try our best, but they do get knocked sometimes, and I want these to be as rugged as they can be for something so detailed. So I've put the old crooked cross on the front there, which you could actually see on the sunken versions, pictures of the sunken ship in the fjord. And then I found one single picture of this ship with a slightly darker rear, and so I've done that again for that recognition on the table, just something slightly different. It could well be a shadow, because virtually all the German ships were just one colour at 1940. But that's what we've painted this month. I'm quite happy with that. What I'm trying to do at the moment, the Narvik project is the number one, and I'm trying to do one ship every 10 days. Every 9 days, because I work 5 days on and 4 days off. So that is what I'm doing. That's the main thing. I've got a H-class destroyer on the go at the moment, so that will be hopefully finished on my next set of days off. And that level of production, fairly, it's going to get me quite a few ships, 30 or 40 ships done in a year. So that should see me well clear for Narvik, and then I've got to worry about terrain and stuff like that. So there we go. That's what we've painted. Let's have a look what we've spent. How much? No, it isn't. Is it? It is. Twerk in progress. God, you never believe I've done 50 odd of these, would you? So let's have a look at twerk in progress. Now we've remembered what we're actually doing next, rather than fumbling around in the dark like we were. And it's one of those months where we literally are at the start of a new unit and it hasn't been touched. And you may remember seeing these some months ago when I purchased them. These are elite miniatures, and these are Young Guard Tirailleurs. So I've got a sample figure there that I'm going to have a go at over the next couple of days or so, just to do one, see how I get on with it, and then the remainder of the battalion, 32 figures including a mounted colonel, are in here, all just sprayed black, ready to go, apart from the horse, and I'm going to use oils on that chap there. And we'll talk about flags during the how much, but I've bought some flags from GMB Designs. My mate Ian doesn't do Young Guard flags as yet, hint hint Ian. So I've picked these up from GMB Designs, perfectly good, classic old school flags, and fanions for the tyrillers of the guard. So they will be going on this unit when it gets going. So very brief twerk in progress there, because I haven't even started them yet. But this time, and I mean it this time, I watch. How much? Well, I've actually spent a bit of money, not a lot, but a bit of money this month on various bits and pieces. And the first thing I've started is to kind of collect some flags for the Napoleonic project that's just starting to come to fruition. So Flags of War, I've got some Napoleonic Prussian landwehr flags, which are very, very nice, I have to say. And a little bit of a mix there, just so I can have different flags on different units. Some Napoleonic Prussian infantry flags, which are really, really nice. I like those very much. And then I think I've shown these before, can't remember. Regiment Irlandaise, which I'm going to do with some of the figures that I bought early doors, because in homage to that fantastic unit that was on the cover of Wargames. Oh, was it illustrated? I can't remember. One of the very early Wargames magazines. So, as well as that, we've seen one of these already. I have picked up these from GMB Designs, and we've got some Voltigeur of the Young Guard here. A couple of fanions for them. Fusilier Chasseurs of the Guard, which I also picked up from Elite Miniatures. Fusilier Grenadiers of the Guard, of course. And then some Line Regiment fanions and some Eagles from the 47th and 107th. As you know, if you've watched before, I am building up both sides for Plantonoir, so they will come in very, very handy. Now, as well as the Napoleonic stuff, I picked up this, mostly because it was really cheap actually, and it's a huge sheet of stuff from TBW. And the Battle of Waterloo. Clearly these aren't the Battle of Waterloo, but this is I think it was £10.50 potentially. It's on glossy, decent quality paper, and it is basically a Battle of Gettysburg flag set in 6mm. I have got a huge ACW collection in 6mm. Virtually, well, it's all Adler miniatures, and it's looking a bit tatty around the edges, some of the old units, and just looking at it, I saw this and I thought that would be brilliant, because it will cover everything for Gettysburg. So bring it close to the camera. We can see we've got the standard flags there, the regulation flags, and then flags for New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, etc., etc., all to go on your figures. And then for the Confederates, we've got the battle flag, some national flags in different styles, and then some of the state flags for the Confederates. So they're going to go on. You've also got some HQ stuff on there, which is quite nice. So that is going to refurb my 6mm ACW collection in the next month or so. Just while we're talking about flags, I accidentally bought the wrong ones in terms of scale. So I've got some 15mm Young Guard Tyrilleur, 15mm Young Guard Voltigeur, 5th, 10th, 47th and 107th line from Waterloo with battalion fanions, and Fusiliers, Chasseurs and Grenadiers as well. So 4 packs of GMB design flags there. Anybody's interested in a trade, anybody wants these, then just get in contact with me and I'll be happy to trade them for, you know, 420, packs of 28mm flags. They're exactly the same price. Just if anyone's got anyone lying around, I certainly won't be using them. My 15mm days are sadly over. So just a shout out there if anyone has got any of those 28mm flags they want to get rid of. Prussian or French, I think, is probably what I'm after. Then please let me know, and we'll do an exchange at a show or something like that. Figures wise, I've not bought anything this month. I've been to Partizan and Salute and not bought anything. But what I have bought is the final set of destroyers that I needed for Narvik. There are the 5H class, 4 tribals, Warspite, and then there's a mixed half flotilla of stuff kicking around as well. So I've had to go EF class, these Tamiya ones for HMS Forester and HMS Foxhound. You see I've marked them up already. They've already been designated. Then HMS Jupiter JK class for Kimberley H99, and don't know why this is in such a massive box, but you can see it quite easily fits in that small box, but maybe these are Aoshima and these are Tamiya, so I don't know, maybe Aoshima just likes a bigger box. Oh dear me. It's like being at a working men's club on a Saturday night at 2 a.m. and the comedian's still on. And then finally, I bought this thing, which is HMS Hero. And this is from a company called Nico that I'd not really heard of before. And it was something that I bought from King Kit, who are superb. And HMS Hero is one of these ships that was there at Narvik. So I've picked this up, and it is, I'm going to do a proper review on this because it's something different and it's something that most people won't have seen. So I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit more. There we go. So this is a resin model as opposed to the plastic stuff. Lots of nice detail on it. It's even got the Partizan decking, which is very, very nice. All the parts are resin. Looks like it's got good detail, limited flash. I have a problem with resin models, and that they have a shed load of flash on them. And then it's got this absolutely mad amount of photo etch on it. So how much of that gets flung out of the window and how much of it actually gets used on the model, we shall see. But I'm very, very impressed with that particular company, and I'll do a full review on that. And then finally, I have bought some spare heads. We always need spare heads. Now, bought these initially, excuse the camera moving, for my Garibaldi project, and what I was after was these. That's some guys in kind of a Turkish fez look, and there's a unit of Calabrian Zouaves that fought for Garibaldi, and I've got some spare figures left, and I've got some space in the box for some more Garibaldi skirmishers, so I've picked these. And that's perfect for what I wanted. So I've bought 2 packs of these. Come out very, very nice. Looking forward to getting those on the figures. They will look the business. While I was on there, on this company, I've not heard of them before. They're called CP Models. And they're £2.50 for 6. And they also do these, or 5 in this particular case, they also do these hatless heads, which are always useful for a bit of variation in any of the Perry's plastic kits. So I got 2 of those, 2 of the fez, and then they very kindly sent me another pack of Arab style heads, but this time with face masks on, and I'll probably use those for some of the World War I stuff, Turkish, that I've got, or maybe Crusades. We shall see. But that's it for the month in terms of purchases. So it is time to have a spot of gaming on the front line. So last weekend it was time to take the Mentana game out and put it on display at Partizan, the show in Newark, which is for me one of the best collections of superb games in the country. It's very much based around the quality of the demonstration and participation games, and it was a joy to put my game on there amongst many other spectacular games. And I did a front of house as I usually do, and the game was run by Andy Dickinson, Stephen Swift, Stephen Ball, and my good mate Simon Weinberger from Reading, who I hadn't seen for quite some years. So it was lovely to have him up and chatting and playing a game in the background while I was talking to many different people. So if you did come up and see me at Partizan, thank you very much. Loads of chat all day, and I had my lovely new banner, as you can see in the picture there, which definitely stood out from everything else because it was about 7 foot tall. So wonderful day. The game will be on again next at Fiasco. I'm hoping to do another game at the other Partizan, probably Italian Wars, just making sure that I'm going to get in. I've sent my wish to put a game on to the organisers, and let's see how we get on. Time for the fun look at where we are with Yorkshire Gamer followers. Once again, thank you very much to everyone who follows me wherever you do. Facebook, the page is up 21 to 606. Twitter's we're nearly at 3,000, so if you're not, give us a follow on Twitter, or X as it's called. Up 39, standard for the month. Instagram, the downward slide has stopped and I've gone up 20. YouTube's up 43 to 2404. That's a nice little bump this month. Podcast steady away as ever, up to 369. The Facebook group has gone mad again. There was Charles Roundtree put a post in the group of his wonderful Omaha Beach game that was at Partizan. If you didn't see it, I'm sure Charles will take it around a few more shows. Hopefully it'll be at Fiasco again. He came to Fiasco last year. Amazing game, fantastic, looks amazing. 6mm, but what a fantastic display of wargaming, and everyone who played it seemed to absolutely love the game as well. So full marks there for Charles, and I think 2,900 people liked it last time I looked. Consequently, with Ken Hannon and his wonderful posts about his Wargames room up there in Perth, Ken, I know you're going back in to have a bit of treatment done next week, mate, but it was lovely to see you at Partizan, and all the very best for what's upcoming, and I'm sure you're going to come out fighting at the other side. So 375 up 3045, so if you are most welcome to join the Facebook group and post your stuff, as long as it's not 3D printers and designers, because they are banned, full stop. Different from the Facebook page. Facebook page is just my stuff. Facebook group, I post my stuff on there as well, just to keep it ticking over. But there's lots of people who post lovely stuff in there as well. So do come along. Fantastic community. Postcode downloads. Postcode podcast even downloads 135416. Up 4,027 more downloads this month, and the Nick Jellicoe episodes are out on both audio and YouTube, so give those a listen. I think they're the best I've done, so give them a listen if you've not done already. And the next one, Joe Bilton, should be out on Friday. If not Friday, it will be Monday. Blue Sky 239, I'm kind of pulling back from Blue Sky. I've stopped off threads altogether now. I'm still on there, but I'm not posting. They were kind of fallbacks for if Twitter fell down when it became X, and frankly it hasn't. It's just gone from strength to strength, and there was a number of people left initially. Some of those I've noticed are coming back, but it's working well. So that's the scores on the doors. Let's go and have a look at a quick review on what else is going on Yorkshire Gamer wise. Podcast-wise, there's been one out this month, which is the second part of the Jutland episode with Nick Jellicoe. And in this part, we cover the battle itself and the aftermath. And both the episodes with Nick are now out on both YouTube and on audio. So if you haven't already, give them a listen. I think they're some of the best things I've ever done. Really good, entertaining stuff. If you are on Facebook at all, then the Yorkshire Gamers Elite Big Wargames group is going from strength to strength. 3,000 members, would you believe? And Charles Roundtree, who did the Omaha game at Partizan, had a massive sort of 2,900 likes post on there when he posted some pictures up of his game, which at the end of the day was absolutely fantastic. So if you're on Facebook, dig us out and join the group. So, I'm going to leave you this month with a last look at the Bande Nere Pike Block, which is now completely finished with its accompanied shot. I'd like to thank you once again for tuning in. I think 1,500 tuned in last month, which is just amazing. It's just me prattling on about my wargaming hobbies and progress in a month, but it's wonderful to have you all on board, and I hope you are inspired by something that I do. And I'll be back next month. Hopefully we'll have kept the ball rolling, and there'll be some 28mm Napoleonics to have a look at, and some ships. And I've made a bit of a expensive purchase from Italy, but if it's here, we'll have a look next month. Until then, enjoy your wargaming. I've got no shows booked now until the other Partizan. I was looking to go to Claymore, but it's on the first weekend of the festival, so I can't get a hotel for love nor money. So I certainly can't go and put a game on. I might see if I feel a bit mad, I might travel up on the train and do it in a day. And go back on the same night. But otherwise, it will be Partizan, other Partizan. I'm hoping to put a game on. Not heard back from the organisers yet, but I'm hoping to do one there. Then it will be Fiasco. Then I'm hoping to do a display at Battleground up in the northeast. I've sent an email to Leon of Pendragon, who organises it. I've not heard back from him yet. I appreciate he's a busy lad, but hopefully I'll be at Battleground as well, which will put a presence in the northeast. Me travelling north for once, who'd have thought? Until next time, sithee.